Hey, Bat Family. How are you doing? It is episode 32. Jason, hello.
Hello! How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be sitting down and recording again. It's been a while since we've just sat down to record an actual episode and not do reviews or Kickstarter stuff or anything else.
Yeah, just getting a regular episode in. Sounds great. How about you, buddies?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in my personal life, which you guys know about. But yeah, it was nice just to kind of get in here and forget about that other stuff for a little bit. We played a couple games, and now we're going to record.
Let's go ahead and just skip the preamble and get right into it, shall we?
Yes, please.
Jason, because I started with you, I'm going to start with you again. Ooh, suck it, Scott.
That's fine.
Well,
What's been on your table, man? What have you been playing?
I'm going to change it up a little bit because, honestly, since we've played last, we played a lot of these, as you said, reviews, whatnot. I've actually been playing more video than board games.
How dare?
Yeah, so I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. I've been playing a ton of the Spider-Man games, and that's all I'm going to put down for that right now.
Okay, Scott, how are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a little bit on the same page as Jason, but not as many video games. I did, however, get the opportunity to go visit our friends at Victorial Board Game Cafe, and I got to teach Daniel Mad Kala.
Nicely done.
He had questions about Scales of Fate. And
Sure.
he's like, do you understand what this means? And I'm like, we put our guys on the spot. And he's like, oh. And it's like, you have to say yes or no to that question. He's like, okay, now I got it. Okay, got it. Thank you. And then we started talking about other stuff. And he was like, you know, I'm really interested in that game, Mad Kala. And I'm like, it's in my car. Do you want to play it? And he's like, okay, whatever. And I went out to my car, pulled it in. And I just faced the box with the lovely little Cheshire Cat staring at him. And he went, oh, you're like literally, I'm like, dude, if I say it's in my car, it's in my car.
Yeah.
Because I have like at least 6 games in my car at any given time.
That's fair.
But it was good. I won.
Nice.
More?
So you were late getting here.
I was.
And Jason and I were talking, you know, we should just throw something on the table. And what's funny is you sent me a message saying, you guys should just play my Kala. And Jason and I were talking, and I was like, you know, we only have a few minutes because Scott could be here at any moment. It could be 10 minutes. It could be a half hour. Nobody ever really knows.
Nope. I was
And-
thinking a half an hour.
And so we were like, let's aim for shorter. And we put Bullet on the table.
Yep.
Which was phenomenal. And you showed up just in time, so we shifted away from the 10-minute head-to-head mode into playing the boss mode. It was great. I love it. You may hear about it later. I've been playing a lot of a game that I will actually be reviewing later in the episode, as well as maybe a standalone review. I haven't fully decided on that. And the other one I want to bring up is Clans of Caledonia. I have finally gotten to sit with it in a way that I vaguely understand it now. It's not a lot of rules. There's a lot going on in it for the amount of moving parts. And it is incredible, and I did terribly. I'm very excited to try more of that game. I feel like it's going to be one like a feast for Odin for me, where I'm going to want to play it over and over and over, and it's one that it will reward getting better at the game and figuring out how to be more efficient.
Nice.
So I think that one's going to be a lot of fun. I really want to try more of that. I'm not even worried about playing Industria, the expansion for it. I just want to get through the base game and see how that goes. For the topic of the week this week, we thought we would break down luck, tactics, and strategy. What they are in board games, what do we like about them, and what balance do we enjoy them? And I actually think we all come out perfectly aligned of low, middle, high for each of them.
Sounds about right.
So if we're talking luck is random or non-player determined things where it's something that the game is doing to you, and you may have a way to mitigate it, but generally speaking, it is a decision or a consequence or a reward of some kind that you have no direct control over. Tactics are going to be a subset of strategy, because tactics are going to be how you accomplish a strategy. Tactics are your short-term, here is what the board state or here is what the position is. I'm going to respond by doing this now to achieve my goal. And strategy is the long-term application of that. Of, I am trying to do whatever my scope is, and all of my actions are going to apply towards that. There are games that are heavy in all three. There are games that are dry in all three. But generally speaking, you're going to have some mix of luck, tactics, and strategy within any game. So, Scott, we're going to start with you, and let's break down of the three categories, how do you like them applied? Like low, middle, high, essentially.
This is going to be no shock to any of us. Of course, my number one is I love luck. I unfortunately and fortunately have a lot of luck because if people know that I have a lot of luck, so therefore luck games tend to not hit the table if luck is involved, unless it's cooperative. And then it's like, cool, we've got Scott on the team. We should have at least a couple of rounds where we're not going to be messed up. I do like that random. I like the, hey, I'm going to pull out this thing or I'm going to roll these dice or flip of a card and I have to figure out what I'm going to do because of it.
You like responding to how the game is treating you versus doing something to them.
Yes. And I think that's also just because of how many years of retail experience I have. Because, I mean, we've all worked retail. There's no 2 days that are ever the same. My brain just slides in that function very, very easily, for me at least. You guys might have had totally different responses with retail. I know with mine, it was very highly chaotic.
The only time it was really consistent is if the store was doing terribly or, oh, it's Call of Duty Day again. I know what today's going to be like.
Right. And I was used to dealing with women that saw something on Pinterest. So, like, I love you, Michael. I really do. I have so much stuff still from you. Not that I stole from you. I bought it. But I still have a lot of your guys' stuff. Yeah, so I prefer the luck. I'm guessing I'm more strategy over tactics. So I would have to say strategy is number 2 and tactics is number 3 because I really kind of suck at tactics unless it's legitimately moving men on a board.
There's an interesting argument for tactics and strategy, especially when it comes to abstract games. And I still feel like you are the most abstract friendly of the three of us.
Yes.
And it really depends. Like, if we want to break this all the way down, chess is long-term strategy.
Yes.
Yes, you have a tactical positioning based on what you are doing, but
You're playing for the long game.
you are playing the long game.
Right.
Whereas something like Chinese checkers is going to be...
It's almost skirmish based.
Essentially, yeah. What is the direct position? How do I respond to this in this moment? Your long-term strategy really doesn't matter because the board doesn't really grant you an ability for it.
Correct.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so the longer term games, I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm good.
sure. Jason.
Well, it should be no shock, and I'm going to go ahead and start from least to best. My least, obviously, is going to be luck, because I'm going to go ahead and say this. I believe I have the worst luck when it comes to games at this table.
It's really staggering, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
I would have to agree.
It doesn't matter if it's a pull bag or if it is a set of dice. We could play Yahtzee, and I would be here all night. It's awful. And
Well, you shouldn't. You only get 3 rolls in Yahtzee.
I still would be here forever.
How did you get a 7?
Yeah. Try to play Farkle with me. We'll be here for hours. So don't do it.
I've never had that misfortune.
It's terrible. My grandmother was amazing at Farkle. It was crazy, and she didn't care ever. So maybe don't care at rolling your dice. But funny enough, I play D&D, so that's a lot about luck anyway. But
true.
number 2, my mid is going to go and be strategy. I am decent at it, but there is also this overwhelming feeling of normally when I'm playing strategy games, it is with people who have already played those games, and I've only played them, once, twice, so on and so forth. So they already have an idea of what strategies may or may not work, and I feel like I'm maybe at a disadvantage because normally it's the first or second play, and the second play is like 2 years later. So it's normally on the back end for me, but obviously that means tactics and, my tic-tacs are great. It's going to go and be on top. I love a tactic game. Games like Champions and whatnot where you are instantly responding to something that is happening throughout a round and working with other people. For the most part, I love cooperative tactical games. Things like Champions or Gears of War, things like that are just bar none for me. Again, that is kind of a reactive thing I get used to, again, with your jobs.
Yeah.
With a lot of our retail jobs, bartending jobs, stuff like that, it was highly reactive, so you had to think on your feet all the time, and that's something that I have been most useful to in any space. So tactic games are kind of a nice homey area for me where instantly I can go ahead and react to something, but I don't have to go ahead and think 8 steps ahead.
Sure.
Yeah. How about you?
I will also start at the bottom with the luck because I am very inconsistent with dice. With bag pulling, I just am garbage across the board.
Yep.
But my problem with luck is I like feeling like I have player agency and that I have a hand in all of my choices. Luck strips that away from me and says, cool, this really intricate, well laid out machination that I've built, just because I flipped the wrong card or I rolled a 1 or whatever. Like, that's just, it's really frustrating to me. The more that I can mitigate the luck, where maybe I can set a die or I can stack the top of my deck, whatever, I like it more. But I will never pick a game that is purely luck or that has heavy luck elements unless it's real short. When I'm looking at tactics, interestingly, you put this here because of your first versus second play, whereas for me, I get interrupted so much while I'm teaching games or running games that it's hard for me to keep a turn-by-turn grip on something. And so tactics is something I very much enjoy, but I would prefer the long-term strategy of something because I know if I'm building towards my goal, I can do that the way I need to. And if I get distracted on a particular turn, oh no, like it may bite me, but I should be able to iron that out. I really like big, heavy Euro games that require long-term planning. If I'm doing resource management or I'm doing conversions or I'm doing something that I have to set up for. And again, going back to my job, I have had retail, I have had bartending, I've done all the things. But even when I'm in the middle of those occupations, I was the guy that was brought in to help turn a store around. Or I was the person that was sitting there going, this person likes these drinks. If I even see them coming towards me, I'm going to have it made and ready to go. So that way, bang, I just have it. So for me, strategy is where it's at. Because I like the fact that it allows me some more flexibility of, oh, I biffed that turn. It's fine. I can make this work. Yeah, for me, I like that by far the most. I think there is a smaller gap, though, between tactics and strategy for me than the gulf of luck in the others.
Same. I feel that.
Like when you talk about luck, especially for me, I think it's because I play with so many people that have so much experience in playing board games. I mean, I do as well.
Yeah.
Luck seems to even out the playing field. You can come up with a strategy, but if luck is still part of it, it kind of means that I can take this and take it to anybody. And yes, I'm probably going to do better than them, but luck is on my side at that point in time where you could come in and still win and beat me as you're still learning the game. I think that's one of the other reasons why I like luck so much is because I am so much of a want to make sure everyone's having a good time. Whereas if all of a sudden we decide to play Scythe, you're going to smash me. It's too much strategy. It's too much tactics.
But I think part of that as well feeds back to how we like rules in our games. I mean, we're all improvisers. We're all essentially theater people sitting here. For me, luck leans into this squishiness that I don't like. I am the person that read rule books for fun. That means I read technical documents for fun. And if there is an edge case, if there is a question, if there's something there, I hate that. I want precision with my rule sets the same way that I want it with the way I play. And I think that's why just another reason luck doesn't work for me, because it is inherently a squishiness of I can't rely on.
And I feel like there's also a bit of a difference when you talk about the levels. Like when we go luck, tactics, strategy, there is a parallel to the length of game for a lot of that too.
Sure.
Most of your luck games are going to be a lot shorter.
You hope.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Listen back to when I said Farkle, hours. But when you're thinking about playing, Yahtzee compared to playing Twilight Imperium 4, like you're going to have a vast difference of time because you're just having less mechanics in those luck games, so you're going to end up having a much quicker round or a much quicker step for each person to just jump through. Like, all right, I rolled these dice, I did the thing, all right, we're done. You don't have as much AP or anything either.
Let's look at a game like Catan, where Catan can be 45 minutes or it can be like 3 hours. Part of that is the luck of how are the dice rolled. If it's nothing but 12s being rolled, great. Like, I guess one guy is going to have a really, really good night. But if it's a lot of 7s, that's just going to drag things out because it's stealing and blocking and doing all the things. And I think that is a game that is more high luck, high strategy, not a lot of tactics.
Right.
Because you are having to build that long range. I get what you're saying about not a ton of mechanisms inside of it, but I think there's also the capacity of having multiple layers of luck triggering of what am I drawing, what am I trading for, what is being stolen from me, am I being the person stolen from, that type of stuff. For luck to be complex, it basically needs to be cascading.
Correct. But in this strategy, when we're talking about this, or this,
sure,
you kind of have to look at the overall game and say, okay, is this a luck game? Is this a strategy game? Is this a tactics game? If it's a hybrid, then it's kind of a different category almost.
Sure.
Where you're breaking down into kind of like 4 categories of each one. And overall, if it's a majority luck game, it's going to go ahead and be on the shorter end of the stick compared to the other two. Now, there's arguably some tactics games. For example, when I Gears of War. That game can go for a while because the AP in there can be crazy high. Same thing for if you look at Sentinels or Freedom 5, all of that stuff being a tactics to strategy, which I guess Freedom 5 you can kind of argue for strategy, but a lot of that is reactive.
Oh yeah, those games are definitely more tactical. Yes, you have the long-term goal of, beat the scenario, beat the boss, but it is very much responsive. And I think Gears is a great call out for being high luck, high tactics.
Yeah.
Not a ton of strategy, because your cards, I've been shot, so my health is down, which means I'm discarding cards. What did I draw? How am I able to mitigate around that?
Right.
I think that was what makes this interesting, is how games use the three elements and weight them against each other to make such wildly different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We played one that we're going to be talking about in our next segment that really high luck, pretty solid amount of tactics, basically no strategy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because it's all on luck of the draw and how am I responding to the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
I think strategy games would be higher up on my list if I had more availability to play them on a regular basis, because there are more strategy games, I think, overall that give me that brain burn that once I play it one or two times, I really open up and start looking into all of the possibilities of what I could do, and I want to go ahead and do that. And then 8 months later, when I get to go ahead and play it again, all of that is put way back in the subconscious, where SpongeBob is literally just on fire in a bunch of file cabinets. So that's not going to be a thing. One of the games I really enjoy, and I think it's strategy. It has a lot of tactics because you have to go and rely on what everybody else has gone in the round, but there is zero luck to it, really, is an Age Contrived. There is no luck in that game.
No, there is not.
It is majority strategy and a good amount of tactics to go ahead and see what people have put down in each area. I really like games like that where, because of the length of time, you really can go ahead and hone in on it. And it's odd that some of the games like that, where you can almost negate one of the three, almost makes it kind of a better game. Look at Marvel Dice Throne, or just Dice Throne in general, where in all essence, you are playing luck, but because you have so much mitigation that it's majority strategy.
There's a lot of strategy in that game.
A surprising amount, yeah.
Right. It's weird, because you would think that a lot of it's going to go and be tactics, but you're almost taking the majority of the tactics out of that game.
The tactics are shifted into the luck,
which makes it so cool, and it almost plucks one of those essential kind of mixes for that game just out of it, and it makes that game so much higher on my list, even though luck is arguably one of my worst things that I want to play. But I absolutely love Dice Throne.
See, and I can't wait to have adventures tabled, because then there is the reverse where Dice Throne Adventures is almost like the perfect marriage of all three, because you have the luck of the dice, you have the luck of what comes into your cards. There also is the items that you get when you beat your bad guys, and then there's strategy, and then there's tactics, because you're moving on the board. And so it's, okay, I could go into your space and I can help you, or I'm not going to step into your space because let's not throw a second monster in the mix. It's crazy how that game changes.
It is interesting, though, because I know, like, one of your favorite games we have on the table right now is Bullet, and that is a pull-back game.
Yeah.
You're essentially having a ton of luck, you're having a good amount of tactics, but arguably very little strategy in that game.
Yeah, because it's really what bullets have you pulled out of the current and what pattern cards do you have at any given time.
Yeah, playing round to round, and that's it. So I find that very interesting how you just glommed onto the game so well, and I understand why after playing it tonight. Level 99, you guys did an awesome job for this one. But it's interesting to know that how luck is so low on your list, but Bullet is so high up there.
Theme goes a long way, and I love shmups as video games. They're some of the first ones I played, and I mean, it's nestled deep inside my heart. So theme definitely goes a long way there. But
that is what we call a core memory.
Essentially. The riding machine in the Pizza Hut. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. But again, Bolt, I can talk about Bolt all night long. So.
Yeah.
You're pointing at me. Oh, that's right, because, hey, guess what? I'm a jerk. It's why did we play this?
Why did we play this?
Oh, I know why we played that.
Why did we play this?
I just didn't want to.
Why did I play that? I brought a relatively new game, and it only came out a couple years ago.
Came out in 2023.
Yeah, from Catmit Games, Sequitur.
Sequitur.
The challenge is in the order. Sequitur.
Banana splits with Scrabble.
Yeah, it's Scrabble within banana boats. This
Boats
game,
of Misery.
if you could already tell, the guys liked it. Ages 10 to up, 1 to 5 players. There's a solo mode. I have played the solo mode. It takes about 30 minutes. This is...
Assuming it's a high score variant.
Yes. So in Sequitur, you have 5-player actions. Basically, you have little globes that have letters on them. Some of those letters have skill points on them, which give you bonus points. You have goals that you either are saying, yep, this is a goal that we as a group are going to go for, or you're just going to be like, nope, I don't want anybody else getting any extra points, and you trash them. And so there's a nice little array of private goals, and you are trying to spell words. This is very much a luck-based game that does have a little bit of strategy into it. The big thing is that you're digging your hand into a really big bag full of these letter orbs.
They are Scrabble lottery balls.
Yeah. It was given to me by a good friend of mine because he knows I like word games.
They are choking hazards. I will put it out there.
I mean, yeah.
They are small.
So basically what you're trying to do is there is several goals that are going to be on the table that everybody shares, and you are using your actions to change the order so that you have, when you decide to remove balls at the end of the round, you spell a word that hopefully gives you bonus points, but at least gives you points for how many letters are in the word. I do love this because it is a word game, and it is in a mechanism that I have not used before.
Banana boats?
Banana boats. Well, I mean, it's the whole idea of that first initial draw of 5. They go in your banana boat in the order that you pull them out, which is rough sauce. The only thing I do enjoy about that is it means everybody's in equal footing as long as your luck is good. Like, you had a really good luck in that one round.
The whole game Mark? I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. Jason did not. But I think also that part is its weakness, is the fact of I'm drawing 5 balls and put them in my banana boat and you're stuck with it. And then you get to draw 3 more and they could be either put on either side. And that's the big thing, that's the big rule thing, is that when you do draw, unless a card specifically states, whatever you draw goes to the outside of what you already have placed. So then you're sitting there going, okay, which way am I doing this? And you can rotate the banana boat around so that you can see how the letters are lined up forwards and backwards, much easier than in other games. But this isn't like super high for me. This is like a solid 7. Jason, trash this puppy.
Guys, I want this game, and I'm going to be honest. I don't want it to play.
Oh, we knew that.
But in the zombie apocalypse, the idea of chucking these into a zombie's head so that you can go ahead and see
Just
little
a
letters
slingshot, man.
like in their eyeballs. Yeah, like instead of like little eye sockets, it'll be like a Q and an X. That'd be amazing, right? And you're like,
that's worth like 14 points.
Who did that? I don't want to completely rag on the game in and of itself because it is playable. It has very nice quality pieces.
Production is great.
Production's awesome.
Cards are a little thin, but the Scrabble balls
Yeah.
and the banana boats, they could be tiles. They did not have to be banana balls.
Yeah.
But
Banana boats.
whatever, I don't care. I like the phrase banana balls. They didn't need to be that, certainly.
No.
But it gives the game a good table presence that I've never seen out of a word
Yes,
game.
and I think that's the reason, one of the reason why I like it.
I obviously am at a heavy dislike of the game with the 90% luck, 10% strategy. The fact that there is a huge imbalance of how many letters of each are in the bag is a big miss for me.
Agreed.
And the fact that so many of the letters do not give you points when, albeit
Agreed.
there are a lot of them that are a little bit harder to get into a word, especially when you have, a W and an F and an R and a K that you pull. That is exactly what I pulled from one of my rounds.
And they all had bonus points.
Right, because you can't make words out of any of those guys.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why there's only like 1 to 2 of each of those.
The fact that the H and the D have skill points on them, it's like those are such common letters.
Right.
Why are these given extra points?
That's a miss.
That's a me thing.
So it's one of those things where I don't want to go ahead and have the feeling at the end of the game of I'm dumb because I have a low score, but also for my part of the game, I saw in the first round of, I have a ice cream sundae of peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter, and this sucks. Mark over here had a Neapolitan with chocolate icing on top.
Yeah, I like the initial drop. I do. Because that idea of here's what I have, but my last 3 I get to move around. And I'm actually terrible at anagrams, generally speaking. But it's something that if you can decipher the way the letters are, and on that first round, like if I am able to pull this one letter, I can make rational. That's pretty cool to be able to just like, great. But that also means that I pulled almost exactly what I needed, and I did nothing to get that in place.
Absolutely nothing for it. Yeah. One of the biggest things for me that will knock it down considerably is in your action pool, you have a card that says discard 3, and then another one where you are pulling 3. Now, in those two, the first one you are discarding 3 of your balls first back into the bag, and then in the pull 3, you discard 1 of your balls back into the bag, and then you go ahead and pull 3 more out for either card. One of which you're going to go ahead and get 3 balls back. The other one you're getting 3, you're picking 1 of those, and 2 of them go back into the bag. The Achilles heel of both of these actions are if I am taking out 3 balls that I absolutely am not going to use for my round, why am I going to put it back into a bag that I am probably, with my luck, going to pull out some of those exact same balls all over again?
The fact that they don't stay out of the bag until afterwards makes no sense.
Right. And that is why this is easily going to be a 3 for me. Mainly because there are many other word games that we have actually played here together that I would much rather go ahead and put on a table compared to this guy. It does play. It is not one of those games that I'm going to detest because it is shorter, but at the same time, my level of enjoyment is very low.
So I'm higher, but not by much, because one thing you didn't touch on is the goal system that Scott had mentioned. That's entirely superfluous. I hate that system. The entire time making the choices is, why are these choices? Just put one of each quality out for each player. Done. It is a rule for being a rule. I get you can say like, oh, I don't want other people to have. It's completely random. I only have 1 in my hand of each level. If you gave me like 3 of each and I pick one, that's something. But you didn't. I'm top decking 3. Do I want to put them out? Fine. Why not?
Several times we had 2 of the same.
Yep.
Yeah, which I don't know that I love that even that is part of the game. The luck is too high. This is a game that will absolutely make people feel stupid. I mean, I made the word impious, which was cool because I was able to figure that out. But at the same time, like, you have to realize that that is a word out there. And this one, more than a lot of other word games I play, you have to know your vocabulary right away. If you just simply don't have a wider vocabulary, you will lose this.
Yeah.
And this is one of the other things that I really detested about the game. You made a 3-letter word.
Yeah.
I made a 7-letter word.
And we got the same amount of points.
We got the same amount of points.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Especially because, as you said, Jason, the allotment of the letters is so weird and so skewed, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I ended up with fistfuls of owls over here, and then literally at one point I had the X, the Z, and the J on my tray at the same time. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yep.
It's too random. It's too lucky. It makes you feel stupid. And if you get the right letters together, you can just beat the person that is making longer words, which I guess speaks to the benefit of luck. And I guess you don't have to have the wider vocabulary in that sense. But that just feels like crap of like, oh, I did all this stuff. And look, I got less points than you did. And I built twice as long of a word.
Right.
Like, it's a 4. The cards are okay quality, but the banana balls and the boats are great. Otherwise, I think the rules are weirdly overwrought. I don't like the goals. I didn't enjoy it.
The fact that you said banana balls and boats.
I'm here. Here's the thing. I know that A Message from the Stars is one of our favorite games, and it's what it is. My go-to, like, I set the bar on word games, and it's so surprising to me that it is this. All the way back in episode 2 for Why Did I Play This was Illiterati.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
It is my benchmark of just word games, just straight up word games.
Because it's a great game.
I love that it's co-op. It has just as fun of a production with the clickety-clackety tiles, and you don't have to feel stupid because,
I can assist you.
Not only can you assist me, but, look at the pool of letters that, we need to try to save these. How can I do this? I was just sitting there the whole time thinking, this is pretty. I don't want to play this. So it's a 4 for me.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised.
If the banana balls were tiles, I don't think it stands out. You
think
could leave everything the same, but this game is all production.
Yeah. Well, because even when it comes to that stuff, like, you don't have to have the boats be boats. You don't have to have the balls be balls. Like, you can just set the stuff out in a straight line in front of you.
Yep.
Move stuff outside and whatnot. Like, it's just a tertiary thing. It's just to go ahead and either feel pretty or look pretty. That's one of the hallmarks of the game. It would probably be even lower on my score if you didn't have the banana boats or balls.
The only reason I would consider playing it again again is just because of how nice that is.
Yeah.
And to bring up something that you actually didn't bring up, one of your annoyances, there was no score pad.
Oh my god, I
You forgot about
purged
that.
that.
Yep.
Oh, for
Yeah.
a game that requires you to
To do
keep
math.
a running total, why? With as nice as the production is otherwise.
Yep.
Score pads are real cheap, comparatively. Component cost wise, they are some of the cheapest things of a pad of note paper. Are you kidding me?
It's a miss.
Ah,
It's a big mess. That was Sequitur from Catmint Games.
sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't even know. I would have to get into the box to find out who made it because it's not even on the box.
They don't even put the name on the box.
No, just
Come
just the
on.
company name.
Boo.
Well, but you know what? I think it's their first game because
I
they
don't
were
care.
They were at
Put
PAX.
you put the designer name on the box. This isn't the 60s anymore.
Game by Brian Ondov and Nick Madian.
Yeah, you put that on the box. I don't care.
Yeah.
You have other words on there. I take Chemical Overload to task for that because they don't put his name on the box.
That's true.
You put your designer name on the box.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, thank you, Catmint, for giving us ammunition for the zombie apocalypse.
We are sponsored by our great friends over at Grand Gamers Guild. Located not terribly far away from us in Grand Rapids, Michigan, they're a publisher that specializes not only in bringing enjoyment across the complexity spectrum to your table, but making sure that international releases are also finding the ability to be played here in the US as well. On that, I am entirely thrilled to announce that Kokeshi has finally been made available here in the US. Adding in a brand new B-side to the player boards and the animal tracks, there's even more gameplay to be found in this version. The tiles all feel wonderful, and it's already been tabled a whole bunch of times since we got it in studio last week. You can pick up Kokeshi now at grandgamersguild.com. And keep in mind that in support of us, they're offering a referral code to kick back to board all the time. If you go to grandgamersguild.com and use discount code BATT10, that's BATT10, you'll make sure that we're supported and you let them know that we sent you. Thank you so much to Grand Gamers Guild. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize I disliked the game that much until I started talking. Anyways,
Oh, I knew.
for table, shelf, and trade, we are here to do our thing. So, Scott, kick us off.
No, you've hurt my feelings. No, you guys haven't. Yeah, so my table shelf and trade, I'm actually going to keep both these very, very positive because since we knew we were talking about luck strategy and tactics, I decided that I was going to stick with 2 luck games because it is what I love and it is what I know. And in fact, I decided to keep both of them as card games because I love a good card game. My first one, obviously, is going to be an absolute classic. We've all probably played it. We probably have one somewhere in our collection somewhere. Well, you might not, Mark, because it's one of my favorites. It's Flux from Looney Studios.
I still own 2 of them.
Okay, I have 3.
I've got like 3 or 4 of them, yeah.
I have Zombie and Star, I believe.
I have the regular one and I have Firefly.
I have Batman, Marvel, and I believe I have Starflux and possibly Pyroflux.
So that's my first one.
That's your review? It's Flux.
I mean, it's Flux. I mean, you guys, I mean, it's such a classic. I mean, I would hate to sit there and think that people don't know what Flux is. So Flux, the basic rules of the game are you draw 1, play 1 until the rules change. Have a bunch of cards in your hand that might change the rule. It might be draw 3, play 1. You're either going to affect the play or you're going to affect the draw. And then it's how many treasures can you have? You're looking for keepers. You're looking for action cards, and it just changes the game. And so, like, one game can last 30 seconds, or it can last 30 minutes, because it just depends on what happens. I've had both of those things happen in that game.
Same.
Love it. I would play it right now. It is a shelf. It's going to be a shelf until probably I die.
This one's a shelf for me, too. I do like it. The variability of it is nice to go and have different versions, especially with how many different ways that you can go and win the game.
Never mix them.
Yeah, no.
Well, zombie, you could.
Zombie is the only one you can, and even still...
Just keep them separated.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's much better that way. I love coming back to it, especially if you were going to sit down with some buddies and have some adult drinks and just throw down a game to go and have fun. This is a longer version of Chupacabra for me because I have just dumb fun playing it, and I might go and be like, dang it, you did this thing for me, but there's no, like, gotcha moments.
It is one of those definitional front porch games.
Yeah.
I call this a table. I give this a 7 because the randomness, anytime you're playing a game of Flux and it goes beyond 10 minutes, it really wears. hours, really a lot. And normally if a game is going beyond 10 minutes, that means you probably are looking at something like a half-hour game approaching, and Flex does not deserve to be that.
That's true.
There's also a lot of really bad Flexes out there, and we're not even talking the Flex board game, which is garbage.
No thanks.
It's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
Great for families. It's great for new gamers or people that want to play something over and over again and have it be an easy evening.
I think the only reason why I actually don't mind it when it goes past that 10-minute mark is because you're usually just having conversation. And like Jason said, we're having drinks, there's food, there's other stuff that Flux just happens to be the thing that's the catalyst.
For mine today, I'm going to go low and high because I want to end on a high note, starting on a low note. This one is one that's been in my collection for quite some time now, and I would, at this point, love to get rid of it. I would much like to have somebody just essentially like an estate sale come down, take a list of everything I have, and then just give me money for it as it gets sold somewhere else. This one came out in 2012, and it has been plaguing my completionist existence ever since. It is none other than Marvel Legendary.
I thought this was going to be that.
Marvel. But you can go ahead and say Legendary of pretty much any kind. This game, essentially what you're doing is you are putting together a big list of here's your heroes that you can go ahead and purchase. Here is the bad guy you're going to be fighting. Here is the place you're going to be doing it in. Have it duke out. It is essentially going to be cooperative, but there is some aspects of it that you can go ahead and make into a competitive game. It started out being great. It started out being really fun for the time frame that it came out at. When they started bringing out all of these other additions and all of these other upgrade packs and everything else, it got to be so draining on the account. It got to be so annoying to see how much flooded the market. And then nothing really had it as a staying power for it. There are other games that came out with better mechanics that were much easier to table, and this game just started falling off after the first couple of years. And the fact that it is still coming out with new content is amazing to me. I want somebody to essentially take all of my stock and then just
burn it.
Take it. No. I want to make some money back on it. I'll take money back on this because it is lightly played, but I took good care of it.
When it got to the point where I bought the Fantastic Four and Guardians of the Galaxy set, I was like, why am I doing this?
Yep.
I don't like any of these characters. This is ridiculous. I think the Fantastic Four, hot take, I guess, are the worst and most pointless characters in all of comic books. I hate them. And when I bought that pack, I'm like, I'm doing this as a completionist of a game that I don't even really play that much anymore, because 10 years ago, it already got to a point where I'm like, there are better games. There's too much. I entirely agree with everything you said. I sold all of mine off ages ago, and I think Legendary is actually best as a 2-player game. Fair. Where you don't play it semi-co-op because that's stupid and you're just going to cause the game to be lost. You either win or you lose. I don't care who has more points. Yeah. But the way that Jake and I used to play this, because we used to play this all the time, is we'd each pick 2 heroes, and then that 5th slot in the lineup we would put in as a support for us, and we would try to only buy our cards, so that way we would actually have a cohesive and cogent strategy to beat whatever the scenario was.
Same.
When it came out, it was great because there wasn't a lot that felt like it. You had all the modularity of what henchman groups am I putting in, what villain am I going in, what schemes, what mastermind. And at this point, for all the setup, all the teardown, all the storage, you just don't get the game out of it.
No.
And there's an ungodly amount for DC deck building. It pales in comparison to how much there is for Marvel Legendary.
And with the current state of both of those games, I feel like there is more staying power with DC deck builder than there is with Legendary, because of all of the team up abilities and whatnot that you have in Legendary. Makes it that I don't want to have a variability in my team. I want to go ahead and play these because these things are going to go and branch off of each other. At least in like the DC deck builder, you see, all right, well, this guy's going to go ahead and focus on technology and so on and so forth. So
yeah,
just a big on my list.
I still like my Legendary. I haven't played it in a while.
I'd be curious to have you sit down with it and play it again and then report back.
I might just have to do that, but the whole thing is I'd have to have someone to play with it.
I'll play.
Okay.
It is a trade for me. I give it a 4. I think it's a well-designed core system that at this point, it's in its own way.
Yep.
And especially because of how much stuff is in print, but especially how much stuff is now very hard to get.
Yeah.
It is frustrating of, I really want these heroes. crap, I have to go find this really rare, hard to find thing. Or I have 8 different Wolverines because there have to be 8 friggin' different Wolverines. The content variety is really weird. It's hard to get a hold of. What's it from set to set to set at this point? Is there bleh.
A lot of it's the team up abilities, and that's what gets me a lot of the time.
I'll go with what you said, Scott. I will stick to kind of our theme here. And one is definitely more luck-based, and the other is more tactical, even though it as a legacy game, it technically is long-term strategy, but it's more tactical than anything else. So let's start with Cozy Stickerville. This came out in 2025. This is from Corey Kinezka and Unexpected Games. This is a 1 to 6 player game. Let me repeat that. This is a 1-player game that you are... No, so here's the thing. You have 12 turns per game. And it doesn't matter how many people you have. It is 12 turns.
Oh.
So this is a board for Cozy Stickerville.
Okay.
How are you putting 6 people on this thing?
But like, how big are the stickers?
They're not inch by inch, but it's like 1 inch by 2 inches in a parallelogram. That's going to fill up really fast if you have that many turns.
Well, again, you have 12 turns,
No.
if you're playing 6 people, you only have 2 turns a person, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So...
Oh.
That's awful.
He got it right there.
Yeah.
This is a solo game. It just is.
Yeah.
The arc of the game is very straightforward. You are going to have whatever your year setup is, which is normally like a 30-second decision. And then you are going to draw an event card at the top of each of your turns. You're going to respond to the event card, and that's normally reading a couple sentences and making a quick choice of, do I want to go get food? Do I want to go get wood? Great. Let's find out what I got. Then you are going to take an action, generally speaking, either on one of the stickers or on one of the cards. You will resolve that. A single game of this can reasonably be 15 minutes. It is a 10-game campaign. Technically, it is 2 campaigns because the first time you play it, you will use a whole series of choices and you'll use up some cards and stuff. And then the second campaign is quite literally use the same cards but use the other decisions because you are given stickers to cross out what you've already used.
Now, both campaigns are in the base box.
In the base box. Okay. Because like if you have a card that is here's choice A, here's choice B, and I choose choice B in my first campaign, then the only choice I have is choice A for my second campaign.
Okay.
But you know what? I've played all 20 scenarios of this. I played the full box out. It's fun. It's light. It's enjoyable. It is a simple set of decisions. Because you are able to place the stickers out as you want, it's great. But know that you only have 3 to 4 hours per campaign, reasonably speaking. You're playing this by yourself. The first time I played it literally in 1 block. The second time I played it over 2 days. It has that great potato chip quality of, okay, I'll play another turn. Okay, I'll play another turn. And at the end of it, yeah, your board looks pretty and you've done some fun stuff and like you see all the achievements I got. And there's some really cool things going on in it. Is this the game that I expected Corey Kinezka to retire with? Wow. Absolutely not. Corey Kinezka is one of the finest game designers ever in the hobby. He has touched so much stuff. He can do big, complex systems very well. Corey Kinezka is the designer of Gears of War, for instance. This is all a testament to how he can streamline and how he can just pare everything way back and still give you that, all right, fine, one more time.
I would not have expected it to go ahead and be a Kinezka game.
Right?
Yeah.
End of the day, I have to give this a 7. This is a table because, yes, there's 2 campaigns in the box. They're very short. This is a solo game. Maybe a 2-player game, I guess. But the decisions are not, ooh, where should we, where am I going to put this tree? Over here? No, we should put it over here. Okay. Like, this is, cozy is in the name, right? It's called Cozy Stickerville.
Yeah.
It actually hits what it does. This reminds me a lot of the feelings I had when I played Island Something Shiny, because that I'm making resources, I'm spending resources. That's it. That's basically the loop of the game. This one was just more satisfying because it didn't have the terrible ending that Island Something Shiny had. I like this. I think it's fun. I can recommend this, but do not buy this for a ton of people. Maybe if you're going to play with your partner, maybe you're going to play with one of your kids. But again, not what I expected Kinezka to retire on, but it is something that's very enjoyable.
So just to get it straight, because it's technically a campaign/legacy game.
Yes.
When you buy Core Box, you are playing Campaign 1 and Campaign 2. There is no replayability for those because you use stickers, correct?
Correct.
How much was the game?
$40.
So I'm just going to go ahead and put this from a buyer's perspective. I started buying gunpla kits for $40 to $50. It's anywhere from 6 to 10 hours to go and put those together just at base. And then I could go and trick them out. At the end of it, I have a cool looking action figure I can pose around and put up and whatnot. At the end of this game, you've got a board with stickers.
But in all fairness, the experience of playing the game is where the $40 is.
Okay.
Right? It's the argument against any legacy game of, was the time that I spent within it worth the financial cost? And the $40 here, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I actually zenned out pretty hard with this. Do I think I can easily recommend it to people? I think there's certainly an audience for this. Like I said, this is something you're either going to play by yourself, because maybe you only have 15 minutes a night, and so you play it over the course of 2 weeks. You can do that. Maybe you are playing it with your family. Maybe you're teaching kids, because you know what? I still like putting stickers on things. It's fun.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
like,
right.
Not faulting you.
So, yeah. Do I have a big Gundam sitting at the end of it? No. But I do have the stories I can tell about when I played it, and I just genuinely enjoyed myself while doing it. It's just, at the end of it, the game's done.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I actually think I would.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because the array of choices isn't just a simple binary of, okay, this is campaign 1, I must do choice A every time. The choices that I made led to some really interesting combinations the way that the choices were made the second time. Because you can see, in my first game, I had the thriving community, whereas at the end of my second game, I had the perfect village. And that's because of what was put together, what was left here, because I made a certain set of choices. I think it was interesting to see how they affected each other. I don't think there's actually a ton of randomness in the game. There's a little bit of luck because you're rolling dice when you're fishing and you're doing a couple things like that. But on the whole, like that cow sticker, I added. Of course, put it at the barn. I could have put it anywhere I wanted. Like it's silliness, right? But it was enjoyable. I did end up liking this. If somebody was like, here's another box, go again? Yeah, I absolutely would. Would I go out of my way to buy it full price again? Probably not. But that's also because I've played the game 20 times. So, you know.
That tracks. So my second game came out recently from the op, and again, I'm sticking with fun, quick, luck-based games, and nothing like Flip 7. And I know we've talked about it before, but it is definitely a luck-based game. You are trying to get 7 cards before anybody else, and you're hoping to not hit any duplicates. And I think just the whole mechanic of, you drew a 1, it's only worth 1 point. But there's also only one of them. So, like, you're guaranteed not to draw a second one.
Feel really good when you get the 1.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so weird. It's like, I'm guaranteed 1 point, but I'm guaranteed not to duplicate it. And then it's like, oh, look, I got a 14.
We can all agree that it's not the greatest card game ever made.
That's what it says it is, though.
That's what it says, but I could also say I'm 7'6", and that's not true.
That is also fair.
I used to say that Can't Stop was the benchmark push your luck game. Everything should be compared against it. I think it's Flip 7 now.
But I mean, just the sheer fact of sitting there, like, it's a fun push your luck game. It's quick. You sit there, you have those abilities of being able to like have an extra life or be able to freeze a person or make a person draw more cards. I think it's chef's kiss because it is one of those things.
Anybody can play this.
Anybody can play this. It's super quick and super fun. This is definitely a table for me.
This is actually a shelf for me. I give this an 8. For being a pure push your luck game, I think there's something really joyous with being able to literally play it with anybody.
Right.
And you get to those points where it's only 2 or 3 people left in the round. It's like, go for it. Go for it. Go.
Yeah.
Prod. No, I'm passing. Oh, come on. Just flip over the next card. Let me see what it was. Oh, I could have gotten it. That is such good table experience, and anybody can play it.
Yeah, I love it.
It waves for me because I feel like with those interactions, it could go ahead and get up to an 8 for me. But there's also stuff like freezing people out. And I think that depending upon your table and, you know, make sure everybody's cool and not just like freezing the same person out every round.
Just pull the 3 cards.
Well, I know, but that's altering the game. I would go ahead and probably put it at a 7 because I'm not going to go ahead and have it in mine, but I'd be more than happy to go ahead and put it down and play here if you want to do that instead of Flux. That's fine.
That's fair.
What you got, Jason? What's your second one?
For mine, I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit higher. This is one that I have only mentioned, I think, once, and that's because I have only recently got it. It is from Kess. It is Sonic Roll. Since we are on the board of strategy, tactics, and luck, this one is in the same vein of Dice Throne, especially in that cooperative sense, where you are essentially all picking one of your favorite Sonic characters and being able to play through the hallmark levels of of Sonic 1, 2, and 3 being the different zones, fighting the badniks, and being able to beat the boss, go into the bonus levels, and get the cool things like Chaos Emeralds. From the game to a board, I love it, and the fact that you can have a lot of dice alteration in here.
It's really good mitigation.
Yes, it's fantastic. Tails is by far one of my favorite characters to use, especially since he is a fantastic support character to have too. You can go ahead and put these together. I'm even putting a character together because it gives you a blank slate as one of your extra pieces, and I'm putting one together so that I can have Shadow in the game. It's a very high for me. I'm setting it at a 9. I love this game.
Sure.
The other cool part about it, and the reason why I'm so excited, there is a campaign mode in here too. Trying to find all the Chaos Emeralds and all that stuff, and I'm just really excited to go ahead and jump in on that.
I also own it. I enjoy it quite a bit. I think it is better than Mega Man Adventures because these two games come out from CAS fairly close together. This is a 2024 game, I think. I give this a 7. It implements the theme extremely well, even though you are chucking dice and you are trying to go pretty quick. Because you're trying to do everything that you would do within the video games, it actually feels well translated, well adapted.
Yeah.
In a way that I wouldn't have expected a game like this, because we've all played some bad Sonic games out there.
Yep.
There's way more bad than good.
Yep.
And you're right, the production is strong, but not entirely where I want it to be. The tokens are a little thin. The dice are...
They're D6s, they are red, yellow, blue, and black.
Yeah. In Mega Man, they are red, blue, yellow, and they are black inked to do various actions. They're actually custom dice, not just these regular colored dice. The dice are fine. It works really well. I love the fact that there are multiple ways to pass a zone, just like you would pull that off in the main games and the actual games. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. I don't pull them out very often, but I am mostly keeping them around for the boys because they're going to be great to play with them.
Yeah.
I love the game. When we played it at Side Quest, we were having so much fun, especially when we got it pulled off the bonus levels and we're like, ooh, what's this going to do? And it was enjoyable. And such a great theme. Screams it.
It's really well implemented.
Yeah.
Mark?
So, let's talk luck. Let's talk tactics.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk racing and basically auto battlers. I love Hot Streak.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
so dumb.
This game is
Oh
so
my
stupid.
god, this game is wild and dumb. Oh my
Look,
lord.
A lot of people have talked about it. I picked it up because I was sitting at dinner one night. I had learned that Hot Streak existed. And 2 days later, my father-in-law, hi Walt, says, you know what would be a great board game? Mascot Racing. I'm like, well, guess I'm going to buy it. So I pre-ordered it from CMYK, sitting at that dinner table. And I finally got him to play it. And he laughed his butt off because the game is so stupid.
Yeah.
It flat out kicked Camel Up out of my collection entirely. And it's because this game is playable by basically anybody. The game is all the bidding. This is not actually a racing game. This is a bidding game that you're watching stupid hot dog people fall over.
Yes.
You're using essentially paper money, but it's really well linened and it's nice to handle. And what I love playing at the end are your life outcomes based on how much money you've made in the game. And the fact that if you have run out of money or if you have played a perfect game, you go feral because of the amount of money you have.
Yeah.
And then everything else that happens in between. It's great. It's stupid. It's wonderful. I give this a shelf. This is an 8 for me because while I love it, it's very enjoyable. It's the closest I will ever come to liking an auto battler because there are those little bits of, well, I knew it was in the deck in round 1. I'm going to screw with it. I'm going to make sure Angler Fish, I'm going to give him a little bit of a boost and see if I can make tricky things happen. I don't like auto battlers. I don't. But I do like this one. Hot Streak is great.
Yeah, you put it on the table and I'm like, what in the world is this thing? And then you start playing it and these cards are going in, these cards are going out.
There's
you
a
don't know what
surprising
other...
amount of decisions for how few decisions you have to make.
Yep.
I don't know what anyone else is going to do. Well, this is the moron that I'm going to sit there, hedge my bets on, and I'm going to hopefully stack the deck for them. And then everybody else stacks the deck against them. You're just like, what?
We had one of the races in a game recently where the hot dog should have won the first 2 races. It was clearly going to win the 3rd race, and it managed to fall over and then get run over on the 3rd card.
Yeah.
And so it was just out of the race. And so everybody was sitting there betting hard on the hot dog, and it was out of the race on the 3rd card.
Yep.
This is in my top 5 for 2025.
I get it.
It's amazing. The board itself is part of the box. That is amazing. The fact that after you pull it out, you just kind of like to bring it back in the box is amazing.
And I don't know a ton of games that do it. Like, I know Dice Forge does. You just butt it up against the side and it starts the whole
Dice
process.
Miner does it. Cleopatra and the Society of Architects does it. There was an old waterfall game that did it.
But there's not a ton.
It is not common.
No.
And this one just works. Like, I hate storing it. It sucks to store.
Because it's such an odd shape.
It's a weird shape. It is a weird size. It has an annoying plastic window on the front of it. So you can see
you gotta be careful so you don't mess up your window.
But you want to see all your mascots.
But it's so dumb. It's so good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. It really is great.
No, that's fine. No, I agree. Like, I was like, I don't even know how I would be able to store that game, but yeah, it was insane. I would love to see an expansion. You get other characters and do like rotate stuff out. It'd be hysterical. Make it 6 lanes. Could you imagine?
So
The
here's the
expansion
thing.
box also has a little mini like
yeah.
I struggle because I have this and I have Ready Set Bet.
yeah.
Ready Set Bet is great,
Oh yeah.
but the reason I keep it is Hot Streak says it's 2 to 9 players. It's 2 to 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Ready Set Bet, I can put 12 people on.
That's
And
what I would say. Ready Set Bet's really good for high count.
And that's why I still own both.
Yeah.
But when it was Hot Streak or Camel Up, it's Hot Streak every time.
It was so good. Easy 8 for me. Easy 8.
Oh yeah, it's an 8.
Nice. So for our rotating segment this episode, we are going to be talking the archives. As a reminder, archive games are anything that is 5 years or older that we want to talk about for whatever reason. Guys, that means that games from 2021 are now available for the archives.
Don't do
Well,
that.
I am so upset about this.
Don't do that
Well,
to me.
I just realized one of the games that we've talked about, especially during season 1, we talked so much. I completely forgot. Calico was 2020. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that changes things.
That really does change things.
It super does.
It's almost hurtful how fast time goes by.
So, Scott, what game from 2021 or before are you going to talk about today?
I decided I'm going to stick with the things that I like, which are luck. And I have had some great times with this game. I have enjoyed it immensely. Probably maybe more than I should because it is such a simple game. But coming out from 2011, I have to give the game from Yellow King of Tokyo. As it's a simple game. There's very little strategy, but there is some strategy because you got to figure out when you're going to hop in or hop out of Tokyo and what for and what not.
Great tactical response.
But it's a great tactical response game. And it has that luck factor because you're dealing with what cards come out for your powers. And of course, it's dice rolling, which of course, there's nothing like dealing with the luck of dice. One of my favorite things was I actually got to do at Gen Con was get to do the giant game where you're moving the big old pieces around. And it was hysterical. Cool. I've gotten to do a couple Mammoth games at Gen Con. But yeah, King of Tokyo, because who doesn't like being a kaiju and beating up your friends?
It's still a great game to introduce people into the hobby with.
Yeah.
If you want to be a completionist, you absolutely can.
There's
spend
a lot
of money on it. But I still prefer Dark Edition. It's still the one that made my top 100. It's the one that's still in my collection because it's the clean set of mechanisms. I think it's the best looking one too. But yeah, that idea of we're going to roll some dice. Are you going to try to win by points or are you going to try to win by just surviving?
Yeah.
It's great. It's great decision space.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic is Richard Garfield's defining game.
Yeah.
It will be his legacy regardless of everything else.
Yes.
Android Netrunner is right there. King of Tokyo is probably his third best game. It's so good.
Yeah. Love it.
Jason?
So mine came out in 2017. It is an alternative version of a game that you partially introduced me to, and it's one that I have mentioned once or twice in the last 2 years. But it is made by Seiji Kanai, and Vincent Dutrait did the majority of the art.
Ooh, you're doing Lovecraft Letter.
Yes. Lovecraft Letter, which this game is honestly, I could not have picked out a game, in my opinion, that would have been better for this episode because I feel that has equal parts for luck, tactics, and strategy.
Sure.
Because the amount of trying to stay sane throughout your time, or if you want to go full on insane, you can choose that very easily throughout your gameplay, and it will vastly alter the course of the game. Essentially what this game is you get to all have a certain amount of cards, which everybody at the base will have a list of how many cards are in the full deck. Everybody starts out with 2, you end up getting 1, and being able to set these down as you go. And you're trying to either deduce what other people have or try to just keep you in the round. And how you get knocked out is either by pulling an unfortunate card, end up going insane and pulling a card that will knock you out, or if somebody guesses what you have, then you can get kicked that way as well.
Or you discard the wrong card.
Yes. It's really cool to see if you can go ahead and maintain your sanity and end up pulling that off. You have to go ahead and win by, I believe it's only 2 rounds. But if you go insane, which every time you go insane is really fun, because once you go insane, you're essentially putting down a card that has been corrupted. And after you do that, you have to do a sanity check on each one of your turns, depending upon how many corrupted cards you have down. But after every one of those turns, if you decide to put down a corrupted card afterwards, then you can use the ability on the corrupted side of the card, which could be vastly more powerful than the regular ability on it. And you only have to win by 3 tokens with that. However, the higher player count you get, which means this game could go ahead and last an hour if you go for it. But the cool part is I've been able to play this with my family. I've had a great time with it, even when my dad was kind of in the later stages of his dementia, still being able to go and have some parts of that clarity. He was able to play the game, and he beat us, I think, 2 times out of the last, 6 that we played, which is impressive. So this game has been near and dear to my heart, and how the game comes in the package is amazing. It is a book in and of itself. You open up the book and you have this fine felt inlay. It comes with the sleeve protectors, and the poker chip style end of round coins are very well put together. So the production value for it for me is very high, and I love the artwork on there.
The game does also have that really great shoot the moon win condition of if you're insane and you play Cthulhu and you have met the conditions, you can just win the whole game. Just outright.
So you have to already have 3 insanity cards placed in front of you in the round, which means that not only have you put down 3 cards, but you have passed 2 sanity checks before even trying to put down Cthulhu, which is wild because every time you put down a corrupted card, the sanity check is going to go up by 1. So the chances of you being able to pull off a Cthulhu win is crazy.
Yeah, I've seen people do it, and every time it happens, you're like, hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the game. I prefer standard Love Letter as a 4-player game, but I like Love Craft Letter at the higher counts the way I like Love Letter Premium is also a high player count one, because I feel like the balance of the deck gets really diluted when you have to do just the 4-player cut. But as a big game, and if you're willing to strap in, because the game can be really long, like it can be really long, it is a lot of fun. So mine is the 2014 game from Rudiger Dorn, who is a designer that I love, but I feel like I never love his games super long term. Mafioso is great. That is not the game I'm talking. Karuba has its moments. Las Vegas is a great game. Rudiger Dorn is a great designer, but I feel like his 2014 release that won the Kennerspiel, Istanbul, is such a perfect Euro game. It is so good. It has some levels of luck, especially when you're rolling dice in the gambling den or whatever, but it is so high in turn-to-turn tactics of where do I want to take my merchant? Where do I want to drop somebody off? Ooh, maybe I want to go capture Jason's cousin or whatever that worker's called, because now I can really screw his path, because this uses this mechanism where you have a stack of tokens and you're only able to move so far. So where you will move and you drop a token off, you'll take that action. You can keep moving and that's fine. You can either just pick everything back up and you're resetting and you're going back to the fountain wherever the board is, because the board is entirely modular, so you can set this up. And yes, there are some paths that are easier to pull things off than others, but it's also easy enough to mitigate that during setup. But the fun part is, if I rewind myself, if I go back to where I've already been on this turn, then I'm going to pick that guy up, take that action again, and now I've extended my turns where I don't have to reset myself back. This has a really great mechanism inside of it where you are just trying to win 7 gems or 8 gems, some amount of gems, depending on player count. And the first person to do it wins. It's not points. It's not into this big final score thing. It's just a race game at its heart that you are using the Euro trappings of I'm getting resources, I'm converting resources, I am trying to do set collection, I'm doing all this stuff. And you're just trying to get the most gems. I have the big box. I've been really wanting to play it again. And I have never played with the expansions because the base game is just so stinking good. But as far as mid-weight Euro games with really boring themes on them, this one's really, really good. It also has a great player component where you store things in your wheelbarrow, and one of the parts of the game is going through and getting extra pieces that you slot into your wheelbarrow, and that allows you to hold more stuff. And so, like, you actually get to essentially physically build your player board in a game that has really high modularity based on how you set things out. Like I said, 2 expansions I've never even played. It's so good. It generally is a fast game. It can be long if you have especially AP-prone people, but that's a person thing. That's not a game problem. It's just great because you play, you have a really good time. Somebody just bang wins because they have the number of gems, and then you feel like, I played a great game.
I haven't played it.
I don't know how you're going to like it. I think you will.
It definitely has those looks, and even the artwork is very indicative of like mid 2010s.
Oh yeah.
I
oh, it's a looker.
Yeah, I get the feel of it definitely being and I don't mean this in a bad way, but being like that dated kind of style of game. But it looks like it could be a lot of fun. I haven't been able to play it yet.
It is a game that its design transcends its time. It's one of the best Spiel des Jahres winners out there. It really does play truly excellently. We'd like to say thank you to Secret Door Games over at 215 South Main Street in Elkhart, Indiana. Since opening their doors in 2015, they've been dedicated to creating a friendly and inviting space for board game enthusiasts in downtown Elkhart. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help you find new ways to have fun with an extensive selection of board games, card games, miniature games, role-playing games, and more. Whether you're a seasoned gamer or new to the hobby, you're invited to come in, explore, and share in the joy of gaming with them. Open 6 days a week starting at noon, closed only on Mondays, you can make sure that you have a great time supporting your FLGS and getting to find Board All the Time recommendations while you're at it. You can also find them on their website, www.secretdoorgames.org, which will be in the episode notes. Thanks again to Secret Door Games for supporting the podcast. Next up, we would like to say thank you to our longtime friends, Meeple Source. They've been supporting us all the way back to 2019, and we love getting to support them back. Meeple Source is a one-stop shop for all of your board game upgrade needs, stocking realistic resources, custom pieces for specific games, game trays, metal coins, playmats, promos, and all sorts of other accessories. You'll be able to make your games look utterly glorious. They also stock bundles of everything you'll need to upgrade each piece of some of your favorite games like Wingspan, Agricola, or Brass, and frankly, more than I could possibly list here. They also stock Geek Up bits if you're looking for the bags and acrylic tiles for all of those titles as well. So be sure to go to meeplesource.com/partner equals BATTG to let them know that we sent you their way and to make sure to support both Meeple Source and Board All the Time. The specific link for that is in the episode notes below, so go check it out and thank you once more to Meeple Source. Our final sponsor of the show are our friends from Victory Roll Cafe. A long time ago, a group of friends had a vision to create a space to combine all their passions in one singular dream. This is the culmination of that dream. They've brought together excellent food, specialty coffee, and board gaming into one space that is completely family-friendly. With a dedicated kids zone stocked with games for them and a custom dungeon for those adults who love to game in a more thematic setting, you can find a wonderful experience every time you visit. You can find their current menu and the listing of their over 800 board games on their website, victoryrollcafe.com. And you can visit them Wednesday through Sunday, open at 3 p.m. during the week and at noon on the weekends at 711 West McKinley Highway in Mishawaka, Indiana. Thanks again to Victory Roll for sponsoring us. Look, at this point, We know you've been listening to a lot of ad reels, so we appreciate you sticking around. If you'd like to get a hold of Mark, Scott, Jason, or any of the Theater Geeks in relation to Board All the Time, you can do so by emailing us at boardallthetimegaming@gmail.com. If you just want to talk about an episode, or you want to give us a topic of the week, or you just want to say, hey, you guys are idiots, what is with your opinion? Reach out to us. Let us know. We're in the process of relaunching our Discord server, so keep an eye out for that. But you can find all of our episodes, as well as some of our bonus video content that we're starting to upload on youtube.com. We are at Board All the Time. You can also visit us at boardallthetime.com. And while we're still figuring out our social media presence, we are still available to be found on Blue Sky and Facebook. Finally, we would like to remind you that you can catch Scott, Jason, and the rest of the regular cast of Theater Geeks every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, playing tabletop RPGs, board games, and all other kinds of nonsense. So make sure to check them out at twitch.tv/theatergeeks. And now, get out of my ad spots. All right, well, with that, gentlefolk, get out of my house!
Fine.
Whatever.
Did you say...
No?
You say pitches?
Yes.
Okay.